Energy efficiency gets us to where the targets that we're talking about in the United States, that gets us a significant portion of the way there. The fact is that we spend about 300 times the amount of money on oil and gas than we do on any sort of renewable energy, yet we're still basically approaching parity in terms of costs with certain types of renewable energy systems. So if we were to even get close to that amount of money that we spend there, we would have significant CO2 capture systems.
The fact is, you agree, this is not going to be the historic conference that it was going to be. This was going to be, in some people's mind, the conference that sort of turned the corner on climate change and carbon emissions.
It should have been. It should have been, but unfortunately, we in the United States didn't get to discuss this issue because healthcare has taken up so much of our time. But this was the one that people were looking forward to. This is the one that was meant to change the way the world views climate change. Yvonne de Boer, who's head of the UN climate change group, is basically said that right now, since they know there's not going to be any hard targets laid down in Copenhagen, the fact is that if we come with the incentive, if we say, look, we want to participate, we are going to play ball, Barack Obama is saying this is something this country will do. There's no definitive answer because the Senate needs to vote on this, but the fact is that now the world understands that America is taking a seat at the table.
If we did get a deal that satisfied you, for instance, at Copenhagen, would it cost consumers more in the end? Would cap and trade be something where the costs end up being passed down to the consumer?
Cap and trade will probably cost people more in the end, but the fact is you can't necessarily look at it just as the cost to the consumer, because CO2 emissions and kind of coal in specifics are also costing people in healthcare. You know, you have a 70 times higher chance of getting lung cancer if you live near a coal-fired plant. Now, the fact is we shouldn't be using coal. We should be using renewables. So whether or not you believe in cap and trade, we should be getting onto renewable systems regardless.
Okay, very good conversation. Howard Gould.